You walk into a room. Something feels wrong. You don't know why. Nobody has spoken. Nobody has moved. But your nervous system already knows. Something shifted, and you were the only one who felt it. That's not a personality quirk. That's not anxiety. That's your brain running a program it installed years ago when reading the room wasn't curiosity. It was survival. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it traumatic intelligence. And here's what nobody ever tells you. It's not a wound. It's an adaptation. In the 10th place, you notice things others miss. A flicker of tension in a jawline, a shift in the air before anyone speaks. Your mind scans for patterns, searching for threat cues and micro-expressions almost before you realize it. This isn't oversensitivity. It's pattern recognition, tuned by necessity. Studies show that people exposed to early adversity react faster and more accurately to clear emotional signals. In behavioral lab tasks, trauma-exposed groups outperform controls when reading obvious facial expressions, even if it means more false alarms. Your brain learned to detect danger before it arrived. That's not brokenness. It's adaptation, evidence of a survival program running beneath the surface, shaped by experience, not by choice. Number 9. Your sensitivity to words and tone is not a flaw. It is a neural adaptation. Childhood taught you that language could be dangerous. Research led by Dr. Martin Teicher at Harvard found that young adults exposed to parental verbal aggression show a 14% increase in gray matter volume in the left superior temporal gyrus, the brain's hub for processing sound and meaning. This measurable change is not imagined. It supports your ability to pick up on subtle shifts in voice, sarcasm, or threat, often before others notice. The feeling that words hit harder for you has a biological footprint. Your brain learned to scan for danger in conversation, tuning itself for survival. This is not brokenness. It is evidence of a mind shaped by necessity. It is an adaptation, not a weakness. Number 8, when chaos erupts, you move toward the center of the storm. Elena, an emergency nurse, learned this skill long before her first shift. Childhood taught her to scan for danger, to stay steady when others froze. In the trauma bay, her hands don't shake and her mind doesn't scatter. Decisions come quickly and land clean. This isn't luck. It's stress inoculation in action. Research on stress inoculation theory shows that manageable early adversity predicts sharper decision accuracy under pressure, especially in high-stakes simulations. The brain, forced to adapt, recruits the prefrontal cortex to keep the amygdala's alarms in check. Calm under crisis is not a mystery. It's the result of a nervous system trained by necessity. You are not broken for staying calm when others panic. You are evidence of adaptation. Hard-won, costly, but real. Number 7, your mind moves fast when the signals are clear. You spot the pattern, test a hypothesis, and act almost before others finish processing. But when the cues are muddy, your thoughts can spiral, replaying every angle in search of certainty. This is not aimless overthinking. It is a brain trained to survive by matching patterns at speed, then grinding to a halt when the rules are not obvious. Behavioral studies show trauma-exposed individuals make quicker, more accurate decisions on clear emotional faces, but take longer and ruminate more when expressions are ambiguous. Your rapid-fire analysis is not a flaw. It is an adaptation, evidence of a nervous system tuned to act decisively when it matters, and to pause when the stakes are unclear. Number 6, you read the room with an analyst's eye. You map out alliances, spot shifting loyalties, and sense the undercurrents shaping every group interaction. This is not just intuition, it's a kind of social computation. sharpened by necessity. Brain scans of maltreated youth reveal altered white matter networks. The brain's wiring becomes more efficient at local information exchange, supporting rapid analysis of who holds power, who poses risk, and who can be trusted. Diffusion tensor imaging and graph theory studies show increased small worldness and changes in network degree, evidence that early adversity can rewire the connectomy for faster, more targeted social reasoning. This is not a flaw, it's adaptation, your mind structurally changed to survive in complex human environments. Number 5, you learn to rely on yourself because no one else was safe. Self-sufficiency became your armor. You handle every crisis alone, rarely asking for help, not out of pride, but necessity. Research on allostatic load shows that this kind of chronic independence leaves a biological mark. Years of vigilance push your stress systems into overdrive with elevated basal cortisol, increased inflammation, and a higher risk for heart and metabolic problems. Dr. Martin Teicher's work links early adversity to these hidden biomarkers. This is evidence that your relentless competence is not a character trait, but a survival strategy. You are not broken for needing to do it all yourself. You adapted, and your body kept the score. Number 4, your capacity for feeling runs deep. Maya remembers standing in a museum, tears rising at the sight of a single painting. Beauty cuts straight to the center, and so does injustice. You carry a heightened sense of meaning, a need to understand why things matter, why pain exists, why hope persists. This isn't fragility. It's a mind tuned to emotional granularity, a survival strategy rooted in the insula, the brain's center for interoception and affective awareness. Brain scans show that people with early adversity display heightened insula and default mode network activity when making sense of complex emotionally charged experiences. Your ability to find depth, to create from pain, is not a weakness. It's an adaptation, a resource forged in necessity. The challenge is learning to regulate the intensity, to let your emotional palette fuel purpose without overwhelming you. You are not broken for feeling so much. You are evidence that survival can deepen the soul as much as it sharpens the mind. Coming to the top 3, your hesitation to trust is not coldness. It is a form of adaptive skepticism. You ask for proof. You wait before letting people in. Behavioral experiments using trust games show that higher scores on the childhood trauma questionnaire predict slower, more cautious first investments. You hold back, setting higher thresholds before you commit. But when trust is finally earned, your loyalty runs deep, stronger bonds, and fewer betrayals. This is not cynicism. It is strategy, shaped by a life where safety could not be assumed. Your brain learned to verify before surrendering vulnerability. In an unpredictable world, this policy protects you. Not a flaw, not brokenness. An adaptation, one that can filter out harm and reward those who prove themselves worthy. Number 2, you may find stillness uncomfortable, even when you crave it. Your body learned to stay alert. Your nervous system was primed for action. But the ability to downregulate, shifting from hypervigilance to calm, is a skill you can train, not a trait you lack. Polyvagal theory explains why trauma can leave the ventral vagal nerve underactive, making relaxation feel unsafe. Yet, clinical studies show that heart rate variability, biofeedback, and paced breathing can increase vagal tone and improve emotional regulation. After intervention, participants show measurable gains, greater calm, steadier heart rhythms, and better control in stressful moments. Regulation is not out of reach. Your brain's wiring can change even after years of survival mode. This is not brokenness. It's a nervous system that adapted, and it can learn new rhythms. The capacity for calm is built step by step through practice, not by erasing your past, but by teaching your body a new way to feel safe. After trauma, life can be rebuilt around meaning. Psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun define this as post-traumatic growth, a shift tracked by the Post-Traumatic Growth Inventory. The PTGI, with a Cronbach's alpha near 0.9, measures 5 domains where survivors often report lasting change: stronger relationships, new possibilities, personal strength, spiritual shifts, and a deeper appreciation for life. These changes aren't consolation prizes. They mark a mind that has learned to draw purpose from pain. High scorers on the PTGI describe a strength they never expected, a readiness to try new paths, and connections that feel earned. Growth is not automatic, and trauma is never a blessing. But the ability to reorganize values and find meaning signals adaptation. The challenge is to carry this growth forward, using the wisdom forged in hardship as a guide. Across all 10 signs, one truth emerges: you are not broken. Neuroscience proves your vigilance, depth, and strategy are adaptations, evidence of a mind sharpened by survival, not defined by damage.